like now, I tell people now, try not to chase Ramy in size because you will not get that big. That's what I'm thinking. I was like, you know what? He's not worried about getting much bigger, is he?
No. Hady's very dangerous because he's conditioning.
And he's big too. Don't get that twisted. Some of the younger guys that are coming in that qualified, they don't know what it's like standing next to Hady.
Yeah.
They don't know yet. Hady is, in my eyes, and probably in a lot of others too, the biggest threat.
When you started going against the big boys, the Ronnie Colemans of the world and these guys, like, where were you in terms of your mentality when you started seeing these freaks? I mean, where did you, who really impressed you the most when you were on stage?
Well, I mean, of course, we always go by who's winning the Olympia, you know, and Ronnie Coleman was Mr. Olympia. And the first time I saw him was, the first time I competed against him was in the 2000 Olympia. You know, and that's when I said to myself, like, damn, you got some work to do, you know. And now my goal is not to be the best that I can be. Now my goal is to be as big as Ronnie so I can compete with him.
Right.
Which if I could take it back today, I would take that back and then would stick to my guns because I had good symmetry, you know, that I could have just worked on and just kept getting better and better and refined instead of trying to grow too big because it all came with with a bill, you know. So at the end of the day, what I was really strong is was the waist. You know, I kind of messed that up trying to get too big. You know, today I would tell the next person right away, don't follow anybody. Don't chase somebody that's bigger than you because it's only going to hurt you. You know, it's okay to get bigger, but it's like now, I tell people now, try not to chase Ramy in size because you will not get that big.
Right.
Don't go away from your strength. But I tried, you know, I was trying to get big. So was that something that you decided, or was that basically? I decided that.
You decided that. That wasn't you're like coaching or that you're in a circle.
No.
That was you just saying, I'm chasing this. I'm going to go after the biggest guy.
Exactly. I did all my training, everything by myself. You know, right. I was in Thailand. There was nobody there to tell me what to do. I know how to train. I learned that myself. So
were you sending in photos, or were you doing what Ronnie used to do? Where you send in photos to Chad?
You know what? Like you know what I did? I sent photos out to the world. 2000. I'm the one who started pre-contest pictures. There was nobody before me. I was the only one that was doing pre-contest pictures because I sit in Thailand in 2000 getting ready for the Ironman. I'm like, how can I create and hype? Somehow I need to know, these people need to know that I'm coming. So I was sending pictures on the internet. You remember?
Yeah.
And everybody talking about these pictures.
Yeah.
So I was the first one, you know.
Well, that's how everyone thought that you were going to win, because they would see these pictures and they would be like, there's no way this guy's not going to win. I mean, I would literally get people telling me, here, I'm going to forward you a link to Dennis James. And I would look at it and I was like, dude, this guy's going to win. He looks amazing. He looks crazy, you know, and you'd have these little stringers, right? That would just basically cover up your little nipples or whatever. Right. and you were just like this wide, you know, as wide as a house, chest sticking out like this. You can't even, you get so full that your arms you couldn't even flex. Right.
I couldn't even pose.
I know you couldn't even pose. You look silly. You look retarded. Like it was just like, and I'm just like, this guy can't even pose. He's so big, right? Let's fast forward a little bit. I mean, the good thing is that you've sat down and you said, hey, look, if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't chase the size, right? Because it blew out your symmetry. When did you realize that? Is this more recent, or actually did you realize it?
No, I realized it as it happened. I realized that in 2006, 2005.
But the good thing is, like we said, all of those things are all up here now.
Yeah.
You have those experiences in your head that can help with all the other people that you're helping as well.
Well,
one of the main reasons I worked with Hady was because of him, because I didn't get a chance to actually meet him. I didn't get a chance to help a fellow countryman because I just, we just never connected. And then I know you worked with him. And then when the whole situation ended up happening and then Hady's people reached out to me, one of the things is it reminded me of Bayatollah, and I just wanted to be able to help a countryman from where my family is from, the Iranian community and the athletes. I mean, you know how the Iranian community, how much they're fanatics when it comes to bodybuilding. They absolutely adore bodybuilding. And it was it was for me a second chance for me to be able to actually work with somebody from the country that my family, my heritage, everything that's from. Yeah.
And I always tell people, because people always ask me, Hadi versus Bayatollah, who would win? I said, listen, that's not comparison. It will never make any comparison. But I always say one thing. Hadi is going to finish what Bayatollah started. He's going to finish it. He basically paved the way for Hadi to do exactly what Bayatollah's dream was. And that would be, standing on the Olympia stage and fighting for the title.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's why it's good to see that, that this is happening, because Hadi is, in my eyes, and probably in a lot of others too, the biggest threat to the title. He is more dangerous than any other guy in the lineup today. That is my honest opinion. I said this last year, right after the show. If he would have came in time, he would have been runner-up right now, at worst. You
think he could have pushed Ramy if we came in 3 weeks before, like we did in 2019?
I think he could have pushed him. It would have been a two-man fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they would just, I think you will push him this year.
Yeah, I think they both have very specific strong points that offset each other, and they're not the same size. Because again, Big Ramy is big. Hadi's very dangerous because of his conditioning,
and he's big too. Don't get that twisted.
No,
people don't misunderstand. Hadi stands next to Ramy. Mm-hmm. Let's just do the real lat spread. You don't see it as how much does Hadi weigh? How much did he weigh last year? What would you say?
He was about 229 pounds. 200.
So we're talking 70.
220. I'm sorry. 220.
All right. Let's say he was 225. Let's give him 225. Mm-hmm. You turn them around and do a lat spread, you don't see the 65 pounds.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. He is a shorter guy, but he's not too short. What he carries is 220 whatever pounds, and he makes, because of his condition and because of the separation and the striations that you don't see on others no more, he looks like he's 250.
Right.
Well, that's exactly where his strong points are when you start to get the detail that is really, really reminiscent of the bodybuilders you used to compete against. That's where his strong points are. And I think that's where he really takes it to people on stage, is that separation. So he's bringing a different level of detail.
That's what I'm thinking. I was like, you know what? He's not worried about getting much bigger, is he?
No, because we're doing basically the refining of the physique, because if you start to blow out, as you know, because you went through this, you're going to start throwing off your proportions.
And you start having problems with yeah, right, exactly.
Right. Because before we started working together, Hadi was getting a little bit of that. When he went and did San Marino, he was starting to get a little thick through the waist and all of that. And then when we went to Portugal, we sucked him down, and that went away. Then we did Vancouver, and then got even more detailed. And then we went into the Olympia in 2019, where he was in the top 3. But it was all always about conditioning, building in more detail, and creating more separation, because bodybuilding is an illusion.
Exactly. Some of the younger guys that are coming in are qualified, they don't know what it's like standing next to Hadi. They don't know yet.
Or even getting on the stage. I mean, the Olympia stage is a whole different animal. When you get on there, the cortisol, the stress of doing a 2-day show. None of these people have done a 2-day show unless you've done the Olympia.
True. Because you know what that brings when you pose. That develops fine detail in certain areas and that you can't get from working out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see, the competition this year. And I'm not the one that's going to say, oh, he's going to be unbeatable, because he proved to the world that he's beatable. He was beat 7 years from guys that, people say shouldn't beat him. But if he's not on, he can get beat by 6, 7, 8 guys.
Right.
And we all know that. So it's not like